Welcome back everyone. Okay, so for today I'm gonna have for you guys a TVT. It's gonna be a mirror matchup that was released on a replay pack by Team NrG Gaming, so I need to thank them for being kind enough to release this replay pack. And it's basically a bunch of games where their players from their team face some of the top members of the community, some of the top pro gamers. This one in particular, I'm curious about it because, well, it includes one of the members from Team NrG Gaming that I haven't been hearing a lot for a long time. And on the other side we're gonna have a very menacing Korean pro. So this should be good, or at least I'm hoping so. And since I'm just sitting down and gonna watch it, well, what the heck, I can just record it and share it with all of you. So, here on this top right position, we're gonna have the Canadian Terran Masq. I remember Masq being fairly popular on the early days of Starcraft 2, like beta phase 2, and then right after the game came out, the official release was done, Masq was playing games against players like TLO and Whitera, was very creative, had some really awesome solutions, very good player, but then he kind of faded away. At least under my radar he disappeared. And now I see that he's on Team NrG Gaming, and I'm more than happy to take a look at what's the evolution on his game. If he's still consistent, if he can handle players like, well, his opponent here, which is a big menace. This blue Terran spawning on this bottom right position and going by the name of NrGMasq, member of Team old generation Starcrafters. As you guys know, also when he comes out to play on the international scene, he represents Team SK Gaming. It's a protocol that exists between Team oGs and Team SK Gaming. And NrGMasq is a BroodWar veteran and a legend, one of the finest BroodWar players ever, that transitioned successfully to Starcraft 2, already had some good results. He plays frequently on the GSL, participates on a lot of foreign events, and keep in mind that this guy is not even committing himself 24/7 to Starcraft 2 at the moment. As far as I know, he's not living at the oGs house, he's studying at university, he lives on his own place, has a girlfriend, meaning that there's a lot of real life stuff going on that basically cannot commit 24/7 all of his resources to the game. So I can only imagine when he does so, because it's gonna be wild, it's gonna be mad, this guy's gonna be even a bigger beast than he already is. So now, taking a look at what's going on here, on NrGMasq side, Rax playing out of one gas, on Masq side, also Rax there and playing out of one gas, but different positioning. As you can see, Masq decided to go for the wall off, while NrGMasq just left it open, he's not caring much, and the SCVs are just high five there. Apparently both players are wondering where the opponent is. He probably was supposed to be around this area, at least they were assuming that, but wrongly. And meanwhile here inside NrGMasq's base, barracks into factory, and it's basically a carbon copy build. As you can see, barracks into factory with a little bit of a different timing on the gas. Apparently there's the second gas going down for Masq. Also the factory, as you can see, NrGMasq is a little bit ahead, but not by much. And on NrGMasq side, oh, there it is, he's going to pick up the second gas as well. So not much of the difference, just a little bit on the timings there. And now a tech lab getting attached to this Rax. I wonder if it's going to be for the switch. It seems to be to get some Hellions with Infernal Preigniter out. As you guys know, currently they're quite popular on TVT and they're very effective. They're brilliant units. So I guess this is going to be the solution for NrGMasq. Meanwhile here, on Masq side, no signs of Tech Lab. I guess he's gonna head a different way, though he already has some Hellions. And oh, 1-1-1 opening for Masq with the proxied starport. This is gonna be messy. I can imagine already a bunch of Banshees coming out of there and harassing NrGMasq 24/7. This is gonna be quite messy for NrGMasq. Meanwhile, a small skirmish force advancing here. There's an SCV that was trying to knock on the door, spotted these two units coming out. I think they're gonna be the reinforcements for a Masq to advance. Hellion from NrGMasq going down and climbing all the way up the ramp. He saw what's going on there, and Masq is just messing up a nice cute push here. Here he comes, Hellion and 3 Marines are climbing up, and with NrGMasq trying to respond by getting a bunker. And notice this micro, notice the SCVs backing up the Hellions, trying to repair them on the fly so they don't die. Very well played there by NrGMasq. Now with the second Hellion, he will be able to barbecue these Marines from Masq. At least I'm assuming that's going to be the case. Marine and Hellion against 2 Marines. This is going to be in favor of NrGMasq, and yes, well defended by NrGMasq. Now he needs to finish off that bunker. He didn't make the wall off, and well, probably it wasn't the best decision. And now we're gonna have NrGMasq going for this starport, so he will have his 1-1-1 version as well, and an engineering bay, so he might have some sort of solution to counter the Banshee play that is heading his way. And notice that Masq even got the cloaking field, meaning that he's taking this Banshee play really serious. I think you're gonna see more than 1 or 2 Banshees. He's gonna go all day long on Banshee and try to harass and rack up as many kills as possible. Meanwhile here on On Masq side, second racks going down, so plenty of bio will ensue to back up the ground forces, but seems like that for now he doesn't have much of an army on the ground. I think it's going to be more harassed. There it is, the Banshee advancing towards his opponent. On the unit composition, as you can see, 4 Marines, 1 Banshee, 2 Hellions against 4 Hellions, 1 Marine. And notice the answer, very well decided here. The decision making by NrG is just brilliant. He decided to get that engineering by also getting 2 missile turrets, so he had a gut feeling, he had his sixth sense working for him, his spider senses were tingling, and he said, no, I'm gonna get some air defense, I think something is heading my way. And meanwhile he has his own starport, getting a medivac out and now working on a counter for these Banshees, it seems, because the Banshee found some sort of sweet spot here where both turrets don't reach it, and it's just racking up kills. For now, 3 kills, also destroying some supply depots, which is always annoying, obviously. There's already a second Banshee heading up north, and the medivac that we're gonna follow on the pip window, heading up north as well. Medivac loaded with the Hellions to drop onto Masq's base, and maybe try to make some sort of counter to this aggression. I'm gonna keep following it on the pip. Meanwhile, the Banshee, I think, is gonna have a surprise. There's the Viking showing up, and the Viking blasting away. This Banshee with 9 kills. Very well done, very good Banshee there. And at the same time, we have the Medivac having to escape. Not much damage done. I think he's gonna try to flank and go some other way, but seems like that we might be having Masq transitioning now into some ground forces. He's working on his upgrades. As you can see, there's already the stim pack and the concussive shells and plenty of marauders coming out, so seems like he's gonna go quite marauder heavy. I guess I'm gonna have to wait a couple of more minutes, but we're gonna see that soon enough. On NrG's side, let's take a look here. He's getting now another factory, so he is going for mech play. Apparently the players are ramifying and going for a completely different path now on their Terran strategy. NrG was able to thwart the aggression there. Still he got some hits on his economy. As you can see, 25, 27, and that Banshee killed 9 units if I'm not mistaken. The economy is still fairly similar, and seems like we're gonna have, there it is, another Banshee advancing, while we can follow on the pip once more, a drop ensuing onto Masq's base, so both players are quite relentless at the moment. I'm gonna let them harass on Masq's base to be followed on the pip, so I don't go back and forth and start mixing people up. Meanwhile, NrG is working on his siege tanks, but I mean, these siege tanks will do nothing against this Banshee. There's 2 Vikings, but he needs some sort of scan or detection, and there it is, nice shot there, well done. With the forces from NrG, meanwhile being thwarted into inside Masq's base and forced to pull back, come back home with the medivac empty, no more Hellions in it. Command center, so NrG preparing to expand, while this starport is still hanging here, producing this time a Raven. Very nice. This build by Masq is quite interesting, and look at the forces that he's been massing. So he's gonna try a push here. I'm not sure if he's gonna wait for the Raven to actually wrap up his push. What I do know is that he has a very heavy marauder force, 10 marauders, 1 Banshee, 4 Marines, 4 Hellions, and seems like this is going to be his solution to try to break into NrG's base once more. NrG doesn't have much of a defense at the moment. 8 Marines, 1 siege tank, 2 Vikings. He does have already the siege tech, so this might be helpful if he gets visibility towards the units from Masq to start blasting away. And here he comes. He's not going to wait for the Raven with the Banshee, late game Banshee trying to help out, and all of those steam marauders climbing up the ramp and smashing everything. NrG doesn't have much to defend here. This is getting really messy. Single siege tank to defend, and the marauders were able to crush NrG's defenses and forcing NrG to get out of this game, quite surprisingly in my modest opinion. I mean, Masq is still completely fine-tuned very well, forcing NrG to yeah, he had to GG, and all the marauders just destroying the opposition, crushing NrG's plans. Basically, NrG was planning on preparing an expansion. He wasn't waiting for more aggression, I'm assuming, or he was confident that he had enough to defend and he didn't, while Masq kept on going with his one base play, and he was massing up a big army, lots of marauders there. As you can see, he lost some, but 8 marauders, even a Raven. Very, very awesome build, I like this. Okay, well, game done. Was fairly short but very action packed. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See y'all later, have fun.